Okay.
This is the Tennant, actually it's called the Tornado. That's manufactured by Tennant Company, and it's designed to be used as a wet and dry vac. For now, I'm going to take this hose off so I can show you the inside of it. The inside of this machine, to open this up, you just lift these two hasps and tip the lid back. And on the inside of this machine, if you're going to use it dry, if you're going to use it as a dry vacuum, you want to make sure that the cloth bag is in place. That's much like the bag on a backpack vacuum. And make sure that this paper liner is inside the cloth bag. And when you go to install that, when you you open it up, you're going to put this in here like this. Put the cloth bag in. Put the paper liner inside it. Drape this elastic band over the outside of the plastic seal on the cloth bag, and then push the bag down in place. Make sure that's the whole way down in and sealed. And then when you close it, you get a good tight seal, and no dust and dirt gets up in the blower motor. It all stays in that paper liner. Now, I just read in the instructions that you're not supposed to reuse these paper liners. When you use them once, take them out, you're finished. Throw it away. So let's take that back out. And there's something else about this machine. When you're going to operate it wet, you don't want this to be involved. There is a seal on here that will seal the lid to the tank without having that bag in it. So if you're going to use it as a wet vac, you want to just put that lid down and close it up and lock it with these hasps. Lock it down. Now there's another filter. There's a float ball in here. So if you're using it wet and you overfill it, this will shut your vacuum off. So, and the other thing that this does though is this works as a filter screen to protect the blower motor. So if you start to lose vacuum, you notice it's not picking up the way it originally did, or just after you use it, just as a matter of good maintenance, take this screen out and rinse it off each time you use it. Keep that filter screen clean, and then each time you use it, it'll do a good job for you and have lots of suction. But when you put it in, make sure that you're careful not to damage this seal around here, this foam or this foil around here. That's all meant to protect the machine. And make sure that when you set it down in there, you set it down in straight. You'll be able to hear it click when I move it. There's a little basin in there that it sits down into to give you a good seal. So if all those things are in place, when you pull this lid down and lock it down, you're set for a wet pickup. Now there is a squeegee on this machine, a mounted squeegee. Very easy to use. The release on the back here, to release that to drop it, just push the pedal ahead and it drops the squeegee down. When you go to lift the squeegee, you want to pull it up push down on the pedal with your foot and pull the pedal back, and that locks it up. Here's a drain, very easy to drain. And of course, when you put that lid back on, you want to make sure it clicks into place, so you get a good seal on that as well. And then when you're finished using it, you want to open these hasps. Take this vacuum hose off here. Open these hasps. Drain your machine out and rinse it out real good before you put it away. And I would leave the lid propped open a little bit until it dries thoroughly inside again, so it doesn't create a bad odor for you. Now, before you put it away, always take this squeegee off and clean it. Now this squeegee, will just slip off like that. You see your seal bar in here. As long as that seal bar is in good shape, there's a seal pad there. As long as that's in good shape, you always have a good seal for picking up. If you notice this being torn, make sure we get it replaced. Make sure we know it's torn so we get it replaced and repaired for you. And then turn it upside down, rinse it out thoroughly along here, because if you don't keep this clean through here, it'll start to bridge across the opening where the suction is on the bar, and before long you won't have a good suction again. So it's really important to keep that cleaned up. Now, one of the other features of this machine, before I go on, we don't want the end of this cuff to drag on the floor and get damaged. So it's a good idea, if you're going to leave this attached and use this fixture to hook onto a wand. There is a wand attachment for this, and you hook the hose on right here, the same place where the squeegee hose hooks on, and then there's a rotating cuff on the other end, so that you can work around different areas and get under things. If you're working in an office where there are cabinets or desks or something like that and you have to get back under, it's easy to do that because your hose and wand will swivel, so your hose won't get tangled up and kinked. Really a nicely designed machine. Just really important to take good care of it so that it stays nice for a long time. I've ordered new paper liners for it, so again, if you use it for dry purposes, make sure it has a clean liner in it when you start. Make sure it has a clean liner in it when you put it away. And if you're going to use it for wet purposes or dry, always look inside to see which way it's set up, because the last person doesn't know what your intentions are. So it's important to look inside and make sure, if you're going to use it as a wet vacuum, that this bag, either one of these bags, is not in there. And if you're going to use it for a dry vacuum, make sure they're both in there. Make sure the paper one is inside the cloth one. If they're switched, you're going to ruin the cloth one. They're about $30 a piece. So it looks like it's a well-designed machine. It will serve us well for a long time.
Yeah, thanks, Dwight.